Hi. So in today's class, we're going to be talking about fundamental quantities and their units. So basically, what are fundamental quantities? Fundamental quantities are the basic units. They are very basic units that are independent. I want you to notice the words that I'm underlining, independent of others, and they cannot be defined in terms of other quantities or derived from them. What this means that fundamental quantities stand on their own. They are independent, and moreover, these basic units are, in fact, if not all, though not all, but most of the other quantities depend on them. So all other quantities are formed from these fundamental quantities. So they're the basic quantities in physics that are used for deriving all other quantities and units. And fundamental units are the basic units of these fundamental units. So fundamental quantities rather. So the fundamental units are the units of the fundamental quantity. So I'll just have to recap that again. The fundamental quantities are the basic quantities that are independent of others, and they are used to derive other quantities. So let's move on to these quantities. But before we move on, I want you to know that there are three very basic quantities and units. The three basic are the length, then the mass, and time. So these are basic, very basic fundamental quantities. So let's move on. Let's look at the quantities. I said that length, mass, and time. So let's look at the quantities. The word is the unit for length. The unit for length is, some of you might say kilometer, some of you might say kilometer, but actually it's not kilometer, it's actually meter. That's the agreed upon standard unit for length, and its abbreviation, instead of writing meter, we could write small m to mean meter. So in mass, for the unit for mass is kilogram. And many of you are familiar with. You must be familiar with the unit kilogram, and the abbreviation should be kg. Time, and then some of you might say hour or minute, but the agreed upon unit for time is seconds. So that's the agreed upon unit, seconds, and we represent that with a small s, small letter s. Temperature, I know you might say, yeah, that's degrees Celsius, but I'm sorry to disappoint you, it's not degrees Celsius, it's Kelvin. And we represent that with a K, or some use theta, but we use K, Kelvin, K. Electric current, we say that would be ampere. And the symbol or the abbreviation, we use capital A. And the amount of mole, which is most time used in chemistry, the unit is mole. Amount of substance, the unit is mole, and the symbol, the abbreviation is MOL. Dot. So that's it.